What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now, as it does help these videos get to the public and the channel to grow. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos on here weekly, almost every single day if I can. And turn on post notifications too, so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right to you guys. A rough day yesterday for the New Orleans Saints. Their star quarterback, a Hall of Fame level quarterback, Drew Brees, is now going to be sidelined for 6 weeks, guys. Drew Brees, he had surgery today on a ligament in his thumb that was in his throwing hand. So he had a injured ligament in his throwing hand on his thumb. Okay, so now he's got surgery. Okay, he had surgery. He's now out for 6 weeks, guys. This is huge. This is huge because for those of you that did not know, I picked the New Orleans Saints to go 9-7 in the offseason and miss the playoffs. That was my biggest bold prediction. And now that this has occurred, I feel more than strongly about that prediction. I just don't think the Saints are going to have that good year that they had last year. I don't think they return to the playoffs. I really don't. I don't think they win their division. I really don't. Now, before I get into the reasons kind of why and things like that, I will say this. I would not be shocked if they prove me wrong because they do have hope. Their season is not totally lost. They can string together a few wins or a couple wins, and when Drew Brees comes back, they can be a great team, and they can sneak into the playoffs, okay? But as far as getting, okay, I'm going to say this right now. Super Bowl hopes for the Saints, they're over with. They are over with. Because I just don't think they're going to get home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs, because I thought if the Saints were going to potentially get back to a Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this year, it would have to go through New Orleans once again. I don't see the Saints going into Los Angeles and beating the Rams. I don't see them going into Dallas and beating the Cowboys or the Eagles. I don't see them going into Green Bay or Chicago and beating the Bears on the road this year. I don't think that if the Saints have to travel on the road at some point this year to play a playoff game, okay, I just don't think they can get it done, to propel them to the Super Bowl. So, as far as Super Bowl goes, this is totally washed for me. They are no longer a Super Bowl team. And I didn't think they were a Super Bowl team coming into this year. Okay, last year, the Saints were amazing. We all know that. But to kind of reiterate what I said in the video where I said the Saints were not going to the playoffs in the first place, even before Drew Brees got hurt, okay? The division last year. The division last year had a down year. Now Carolina is not playing some very good football right now. They're not playing very good right now. They're 0-2. But now that Drew Brees is hurt, now that he's hurt, this division is more than wide open, guys. And last year, Cam Newton was pretty much hurt for the whole second half of the season, okay? The Carolina Panthers were compromised because Cam Newton was hurt, okay? The Atlanta Falcons, pretty much their whole team last year was injured. And Tampa Bay, you can see this year, they're much improved under Bruce Arians. So last year, they had a down year in the division. The Saints took full advantage of that. Also, the Saints had a ton of injury luck last year, guys. They pretty much had virtually no big-time players get hurt. Now their star quarterback, Drew Brees, is already hurt. Okay, last year, they had an easy schedule. Based on the teams that made the playoffs last year, they did not face very many playoff teams last year, okay? This year, that is not the case. This schedule is loaded and it's very, very hard, okay? And last year, they went 7-1 on the road. I don't think that's sustainable, guys. I really don't. They've already lost one road game, and the team like them last year, the Chargers, went 7-1 on the road. They already have one road loss as well. So usually a team does not go 7-1 on the road back-to-back seasons, okay? And also, the defense was super good last year, but they played a little bit above their heads. And to me, they won too many close games. So, those are the biggest reasons why I thought the Saints would miss the playoffs. Not saying they were not a talented team, but those are some of my reasons, okay? Now that Drew Brees is sidelined and Teddy Bridgewater is a starting quarterback for the Saints, I don't see them making the playoffs. I could see it, maybe. I could see them prove me wrong, but again, as far as Super Bowl hopes go, it's over. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They're not winning the Super Bowl. They're not getting to the Super Bowl. That's just my humble opinion. And listen, I like Teddy Bridgewater. I really do. I think they have a chance to tread water by the time Drew Brees gets back. Okay, Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback. I'm not gonna, knock him too much because this is the same guy in 2015 that led the Minnesota Vikings to an 11-5 record. Okay, Teddy Bridgewater is one of the better top of the line backup quarterbacks in the league. Okay, he does some good things. He's a pretty good decision maker. Doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot. He's a underrated runner of the football when you get him in space. Okay, and ask him to run the football as a quarterback. So Teddy Bridgewater is a serviceable quarterback. If he was a starting quarterback today, he'd be a bottom line starter. Okay, but he's a backup for a reason. And again, I think the Houston Texans game is a prime example of why the Saints are not going to make the playoffs, okay? Because that Houston Texans game, they didn't play very well. They didn't impress me in that Texans game. The Texans, who had a bad offensive line, a terrible offensive line, okay, who had very bad linebackers, not a great secondary, were dominating the Saints for pretty much about 3.5 quarters. Okay, the Texans honestly should have won that game in New Orleans, in their house. The Texans had that game won. Deshaun Watson went right down the field and had that game won. And what does Drew Brees do? Pull one right out of his hat, drives that team down the field with 37 seconds left, and helps them win the game. I just don't think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be that guy that when you need him to play at an MVP level, when things are not going well, when you need a great quarterback to play at an MVP level, okay? I just don't think Teddy Bridgewater can elevate the troops around him. I don't think he's an MVP level type quarterback. The Saints, in order to make a Super Bowl run and to potentially, tread water while Drew Brees is, out, okay? They need to have great quarterback play. And again, maybe the defense plays over their head. Maybe Alvin Kamara gets really going a lot. But again, now teams are going to be able to defend the Saints a lot more easier, okay? Because pretty much if I'm a team, I'm looking to stack the box versus the Saints. I'm looking to say, hey, stop Alvin Kamara, let Teddy Bridgewater beat us. And he might beat you maybe on occasion. Maybe a player or two, Teddy Bridgewater might consistently beat you a little bit. But over the full course of a game, to match up with some of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, I think the Saints are at a huge disadvantage. So again, I think that Sean Payton's great play calling can help Teddy Bridgewater do some good things. But again, it takes a little bit of time. I just don't think the Saints have a lot of time. Okay, this Super Bowl window's closing. They're not going to make the playoffs, in my opinion. Okay, and so the 6 weeks. Okay, let's look at the 6 games that they have on their schedule. At Seattle, I'm referring to the games when Drew Brees is injured. Okay, so the 6 weeks they will be without Drew Brees projected. Okay, the 6 weeks that they're without Drew Brees, they play at Seattle, they play the Cowboys, they play the Buccaneers, they play at the Jaguars, they play the Bears, and they play the Cardinals. Okay. They put the game versus the Bears is at Chicago. I see a 3-3. I see them going 3-3. I see them going 3-3 in those stretchy games. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. And as a result of that, that'll put them at 4 losses, okay? So coming off their bye week, they'll probably beat the Falcons. I think they're going to lose at Tampa Bay. I really do. I think they'll beat Carolina. I think they'll lose at Atlanta. And between the Titans game and the Panthers game, they'll lose both of those games or at least one of those games. So again, I see the Saints finishing around 10-6 or 9-7. I think they'll be above 500. They're a good team. They're a very good team. They're a complete team. They can still win games without Drew Brees. But again, I just think this schedule right dead in the middle is really going to hurt them. Okay, the games right dead in the middle of the schedule where Drew Brees is going to miss 6 games, I don't think Teddy Bridgewater can tread water enough to where they can sneak into the playoffs once again. I just don't see it. I think they're probably going to lose at Jacksonville. I mean, Gardner Minshew looks very, very good. Gardner Minshew nearly beat Deshaun Watson, that Texans team, on the road in Houston. Okay, and that Houston Texans team, if it were not for Drew Brees' heroics, would have beaten the Saints in New Orleans. So again, at Chicago, I think that's a loss. They're a very good team. At Seattle, I think that's a loss. And I could potentially see the Dallas Cowboys rolling into New Orleans and beating the Saints. I would not pick the Dallas Cowboys for 1 second if Drew Brees was playing. But again, Dak Prescott's looking like an MVP candidate, guys. That Dallas defense is legit. They are a Super Bowl contender, and they're rolling right into New Orleans to lick their chops versus Teddy Bridgewater. And again, Teddy Bridgewater is a capable quarterback, but he's not Drew Brees. And I think some nights the Saints are going to need Drew Brees because outside of Michael Thomas, they don't have a lot of great weapons. Okay, that's my humble opinion. They just don't. Okay, Jared Cook looks kind of lost in this offense. Traquan Smith's okay. Ted Ginn's okay, but Drew Brees elevates their level of play. Can Teddy Bridgewater elevate those players' level of play? My answer is no. Teddy Bridgewater is a good, solid quarterback. Okay, the Saints, they can potentially win some games. I think they'll go 3-3 in those stretch of games when Drew Brees is out. But again, that's going to ding them. I just don't think the Saints win their division. I think the Falcons will win the division probably. I've sold my stock on the Panthers. I said the Panthers in the offseason would go 11-5. They would win the division, or 10-6 and win the division. They're 0-2. They're not going to the playoffs. They're not making it. Okay, they're not going to win this division. I don't see the Panthers turning things around. So I think the Falcons will take this division. Now again, this division is wide open. The Saints still could tread water, but again, I just don't see it and also, is Drew Brees going to be rusty when he comes back? I mean, I know Drew Brees is a great quarterback, but again, we don't know how Drew Brees is going to look when he comes back. So you can say, oh, they're going to go on this amazing run when Drew Brees comes back. We don't know that for a fact. So again, I didn't pick the Saints to go to the playoffs in the first place before the season started. Nothing has changed now. This highlights it even more for me. I just don't think the Saints are a good team anymore. I just don't. I really don't. I don't think they're a good team anymore. I think the Packers, I think the Rams, I think the Eagles, I think the Cowboys, I think the Vikings potentially. I think a lot of teams are better than the Saints right now. And I think in their division, the Atlanta Falcons, what they did to the Philadelphia Eagles at home, I know Matt Ryan tried to tuck away that game, but again, the Falcons look like a legit team. That offense is loaded. That defensive line is pretty underrated, guys. The Falcons last year would have won close to 10 games had they had all their players, okay? And Carolina is no joke, okay? You still got to play at the Titans. You still got to play at the Panthers. You still got to play at the Falcons. You still got to play at the Buccaneers. You still have to play at the Bears, at the Jaguars. You have to play the Cowboys at home. You have to play the 49ers at home, who are looking like a legit team. I told you guys in the offseason the 49ers are a big good team. You didn't want to listen to me, but it's okay. You got to play the Colts at home. Their Colts look pretty good. They competed with the Chargers. So again, I just don't think, my thing is, I think Teddy Bridgewater gets you to 500. I think he's a good enough quarterback to where he can get you to 500 during that 6-game stretch. But that's not going to be enough. I just don't think the Saints will make the playoffs. It's unfortunate for them. I feel sorry for them. It seems like they can't catch a break yesterday versus the Rams. That fumble that was called a fumble after being initially called an incomplete pass. That was definitely a fumble. It should have been a touchdown. It could have changed the whole complexion of the game. Okay, the Saints, they once again are getting screwed, but again, I just don't see it. I don't think the Saints make the playoffs. It's very unfortunate, but again, the window is closed for the Saints. They are not making the playoffs. I feel sorry for Drew Brees, but again, now that Drew Brees is sidelined, I don't think the Saints make the playoffs. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and where you disagree with me. Let me know if you think the Saints can make that playoff push, if they're going to be in the playoffs. Are they still contenders? What will they look like under Teddy Bridgewater? What are your thoughts? Give me all your thoughts and comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God bless day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.